Little quick update on the Super Mario Brothers movie. It does look like it is going to make $300 million. I was saying between $300 to $400 million. It looks like it's going to make it. Why is that? Well, now we actually have some international box office numbers. This Deadline article actually did a pretty good job of collecting some of those numbers. By the way, this movie doesn't hit Japan until April 28th for some reason. I don't know why that is. But it's probably going to pull in even more money when that happens. Because imagine how many times the people in Japan are going to go see this movie. This movie is going to have tremendous legs. But even now, it's probably exceeded the budget that we know of. So, I mean the production budget, but that's not adding in marketing. But if this movie actually hits $300 million, it's going to be pretty impressive. The Super Mario Brothers movie Mushrooms eyes $300 million plus worldwide through Sunday international box office. And I was on Side Scrollers, and the producer, Travis, actually made a good point. This movie's probably going to make more internationally than it does domestically. I think that's actually a safe bet. And because you have to consider, Mario is a global brand. Everybody loves Mario. So $300 million, very, very impressive. And, you got to look at Disney. This could have been you. Friday update. The Super Mario Brothers movie continued to plunge into international box office markets on Thursday with an added $27.6 million, lifting the offshore cum to 62.5, including domestic's first 2 days. The worldwide total is $120.7 million. That's insane. This gives it a overseas debut of $160 million and a global start of over $300 million. Bow wowzer. So this movie is going to be massive. Leading place so far is Mexico with $11.4 million, higher than the full opening weekend of any April animation, which also topping the full openings of Frozen 2, Aladdin, and Finding Dory. UK and Ireland delivered another record-breaking day on Thursday with a $3.8 million from 2,500 screens, biggest box office for an animated title ever and second biggest Thursday ever for a Universal title. Only behind No Time to Die, the 2-day cum is $8.6 million, which is above the entire 3-day opening weekends of Sing 2, Aladdin, HTTYD 3, Sonic 2, and Frozen. Frozen, by the way, big Disney movie, gonna beat it. China reached 5.3 million. Germany is at 5.2. Spain is at 1.8. It's reached a total of 4 million over there, and so on and so on. Like, it's pretty much killing everything. And they've got a lot of other numbers there, too. Also, a funny story is the original movie is the number one seller on, on Amazon. The DVD is only $5. People want to watch that movie now. It's bringing that movie back to life. I wonder how people's opinions that have never seen that movie. I really do. I'd love to hear what they feel, how they feel about that movie. People that have never watched it. I'm talking about people that just found out about it because of this, and they're like, "Well, there's another Mario movie," and they watch it. And like, how do you feel about that? I'd love to hear from those people. But this is a great example. Critics aren't digging this. 55% now. Still rotten by critics. Audience is loving it. It's only dropped 2 percentage points over on the audience score from 98 to 96. Very, very strong. Critics have to be bitching about this because they see themselves as the delivers of destiny and that you are supposed to take their word for it, not an audience member's. You're supposed to see them as the creme de la creme of people, the top tier, the elite of voices. I'm kidding. Nobody gives a shit what critics have to say anymore. Nobody cares about them. I wouldn't be surprised if they all get replaced by GPT, the AI thing. They'll have AI doing movie reviews in no time because they're smarter than critics. Critics are idiots. So I think this is funny. one of the reasons I'm really enjoying this is because Disney has to be watching this and seething. Disney is probably pissed every time an Illumination movie does good. I mean, why wouldn't they? This used to be their market. I did a video on this the other day. Media, the rap, admitted that Illumination has kind of taken their crown from them. They are the top dogs of family animated movies now, and that's Disney's fault. That's Disney's fault. Disney used to be the king. Not anymore. Now they're more interested in pushing weird, woke, garbage, identity bullshit in every movie that comes out for families. And I think families are taking notice of that and not going to their movies anymore. It's funny. You saw it last year with Lightyear. Lightyear and that Minions movie, The Rise of Gru, I think it was called, came out relatively around the same time period. And that Minions movie exploded. What happened to Lightyear? It lost a shitload of money. I think families are sick of this shit. And time will tell. Now, one thing I'm curious about, what's really going to stand in this movie's way? It's interesting that so many movies kind of consume themselves, like Dungeons and Dragons releasing in the second week of John Wick and Shazam and all these other movies giving you like 1 week in between each other. Because when I look at the release dates, like here's Mario at April 5th. I mean, there's nothing really coming out this weekend that's going to stand in its way. Next weekend, there's nothing really standing in its way right here. Like, if you take a look, nothing on this list really stands out. I know that Renfield movie's coming out, but I don't think that movie's trying to be a number one. Like, it's like a niche movie. That movie's not going to stand in the way of this. There's really... Evil Dead Rise comes out on the 21st, but that's a rated R movie, I would hope. I would hope it's a rated R movie. I'm not sure if it is or not. I hope to God it's not PG-13. I have no interest in seeing a PG-13 Evil Dead movie. I actually thought that trailer looked pretty interesting. I probably will watch Evil Dead Rise. I love the Evil Dead movies, so I know it doesn't have Bruce Campbell in it or Ash, but I'll give it a check. I'll give it a check. Like Sam Raimi's still behind it, and Bruce is still involved in it. Not maybe more behind the camera, but I'll check it out. But family wise, I don't know what else is going to get in this thing's way. The only other movie that could possibly touch it is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that doesn't come out till May 5th. That doesn't drop until May 5th. So there's nothing in this movie's way. It's probably going to dominate all of April. You could see this thing maybe even possibly do more than $1 billion. So, this is crazy. I love it for multiple reasons. Like I said, I love that critics hate it and people love it. I love that Disney is probably pissed that movies like this come out and steal their thunder because they used to be the family company. Not anymore. So, it's great seeing a non-woke movie do well, too. This also sends a clear message. Listen, we don't want your grooming bullshit in family movies because there's none of that in this movie. You take your kids to this movie and be totally fine. So, crazy numbers. This thing is going to be massive. Which, it's kind of... I'd love to see a Zelda movie. Let Illumination do it too, please. Let's start making some Nintendo kids movies. I think this is great because Nintendo's not going to put any shit in their movies, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know how you guys feel about all this. What are your thoughts? Do you think Disney's dethroned? Do you think this movie will make more than $1 billion? How do you feel about it? Let me know. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube, they'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.